I have a new theory that I wanted to share with you in the wake of the Snow White controversy. So I'm sure you've heard about this. It's all over. Disney is doing a remake of Snow White, and it's not an animated version. It's supposed to be a live action version. And there were some photographs of the filming of this new remake that were leaked, and we can show those on the screen. So everyone can picture the cartoon Snow White, right? Snow White has snow white skin, as her name suggests. Well, this lovely young woman, as you can see in the picture, does not have snow white skin. She is a different race than the character Snow White was intended to be. And when I say the race that this character was intended to be, remember that the Snow White is one of Grimm's fairy tales. It was written in 1812. And Grimm is German. This was a German fairy tale. And the crux of this fairy tale was about this girl with snow white skin. So yeah, it's a little odd to cast a woman who is obviously not white in this role. It's obviously, I hate to use the word cultural appropriation, but this is a woke move. This is done intentionally by Disney, the wokest corporation almost in the entire country. But that's not even the half of it. Then of course we have the seven dwarves. The seven dwarves, we can show that on the screen. You might be thinking, well, those aren't dwarves. That's a ragtag bunch of people right there. That's 6 people and 1 dwarf and a girl. And you'd be right. In fact, the funniest commentary on this photo, I'm gonna bring this up. This is from Dave Rubin. I died of laughter when I read this. He posts a picture of these dwarves and he goes, Snow White and diversity, intersectionality, mappy, rapey, transy, and the one actual dwarf. And I thought, yeah, that's actually right. That's exactly what they're doing. Disney's trying to be woke. They're trying to push a critical race theory worldview on us because it's not just that they're trying to include people of different skin colors. It's that they're trying to replace white people. They're trying to replace white people because they have told us and they believe that there is something inherently evil about being white, that white people benefit from white privilege because all institutions in Western civilization were built on the backs of white supremacy. Therefore, if you have white skin now, it doesn't matter how you think about other people, how you treat other people. All that matters is that you are white, and therefore you are inherently racist, and there's nothing you can do to redeem yourself. So replacing white people is not just some silly idea of a colorblind society. They're not doing that. If they were doing that, we could probably all be like, oh, okay, whatever. That's not what they're doing. They're trying to replace whiteness because they think it's evil. It's cultural appropriation, in fact, what they're doing, to use their own terms. Now, a couple of things before I get to what my new theory is on this. First of all, one of the funniest parts of this whole story is that the Daily Beast, when these photos surfaced, the Daily Beast immediately said, no, these photos aren't real. These photos are obviously fake. Obviously fake. Even the Daily Beast, like one of the most leftist media outlets there is, didn't believe that Disney would be this absurd, that Disney would go to this extent to be woke. Disney said that it was obviously fake, or Daily Beast said it was obviously fake, and Disney, for a moment, confirmed what the Daily Beast reported. They said, yeah, these are fake photos. But then, strangely, oddly, the Disney was exposed as a liar. They exposed themselves as a liar. You have to wonder. I wonder what happened behind the scenes at Disney, because first they said, yes, Daily Beast, you're correct, these are fake. And then Disney came out and said, actually, no, these photos aren't fake. They're real. They're just not the official photos that we decided to release from this film. So I'm just picturing what's going on at Disney, where they're panicking because the general public got a view of these photos and everyone was like, are you kidding with Mappy and Rapey and Transy and the one actual dwarf? Are you kidding with the cultural appropriation? Are you kidding with erasing white people because you think that whiteness is evil? And they panicked. And then somebody inside must have said, listen, if you continue telling this lie, then we're going to expose you. And so Disney was forced to say, actually, it is real. And then pretending to play the victim by saying, well, we didn't release these officially. It doesn't matter, Disney. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, this is the film that you're making right now. This is the film that you're making. So here's my theory, though. Disney as a company, as a corporation, as a business, has been hemorrhaging money. Since they have gone woke, and I'm not even talking about like the transy stuff, that we saw from videos of internal meetings where they talked about inserting a queerness agenda into their children's programming. I'm talking about very, very recently. Within the last year, they have released what were supposed to be several big movies, several sequels, blockbuster-style movies that should have made a ton of money. They've lost what's estimated to be $890 million. $890 million on their last 8 films. So you see this happening, and these movies had a non-binary character, they espoused critical race theory, they were just really woke movies, and audiences didn't like it. Audiences rejected that, and it showed up in the financials of these movies. These movies lost money for Disney. Disney took a financial hit. Their business was hurt by going woke. And I thought to myself, okay, so the way that conservatives often explain this phenomenon is that, well, Disney, being such a large corporation, isn't just about the profit. They are now, instead of strictly thinking about their bottom line, they are now thinking about their ESG score. They're pursuing wokeness because they want a high ESG score, because if not, they will be socially and potentially financially punished by the big banking institutions. That's been the prevailing explanation from conservatives, and this is an explanation that I've taken part in as well. The prevailing explanation from conservatives about why woke corporations don't mind making business decisions that are clearly stupid for their business. But I think that there's something even bigger at play here. I think there's something more destructive internally at some of these corporations. Think about what the wokeness is that Disney has been propagating. They've been propagating queer theory, that is the transgender ideology, inserting a queerness agenda into their children's programming that is an inherently Marxist ideology, really. Marxist, there was a Hungarian Marxist that pioneered trying to queer children in order to separate children from their parents. He called it radical alienation. We have the critical race theory that's been inherent to a lot of Disney programming. Critical race theory, of course, is the grandchild of critical theory, a pivotal Marxist theory that came from the Frankfurt School. All of these different elements of wokeness are Marxist. And we think of Marxism in kind of 2 separate buckets. We think of it as economic Marxism, like Karl Marx, and we think of it as cultural Marxism. And I talk about this distinction in my book, Hide Your Children, Exposing the Marxists Behind the Attack on America's Kids. And it's really important to make this distinction and trace exactly how this evolution from economic Marxism to cultural Marxism happened and how it embedded in our society. But the root, the ideological premise or the objective of both economic Marxists and cultural Marxists is actually the same thing. The objective is the total destruction of a capitalist society. Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.